What's up, Prepper Nation? John here. Hope you folks are doing well. Want to respond to one of the comments that I got on the channel earlier this week. It was on the how to deal with non-preppers video that I did a few days back. Because this comment has to do with every single one of us. Before I go there, I want to say thank you for the coffee to David T over in the UK. He sent a message that said, "Hi mate, I'm from UK, great channel. Looking forward to many more. You will have much more than 4,000 subs soon." David T. Thank you, my man. I hope that I do. I hope that Prepper Nation continues to grow. But it may not after this video. Okay, so I have to be careful what I say here, because for those of you who aren't aware, maybe you're new to prepping, YouTube watches prepping videos like a hawk. It's almost like we have a different set of rules that we have to go by. So I have to be very careful what I say here. But I'm going to read the comment, and you folks can actually go back and check it in real time or whatever. Again, it's on the video titled "Dealing with Non-Preppers in SHTF." Now, I clicked the profile because I thought maybe this is a bot or something. You know how it is, the spam and the trolls online. But no, this is an actual person. I didn't reply to it. I'm going to do it in video format. Here we go. She said, "We already know, LOL. You're too late, hun. It makes no sense to be the same people who started all of the curse word in the world, and now your scary curse word are ready to run your simple curse word to the cabin in the woods. We know all about SHTF. We will be right where you are, LOL." So in other words, this is a non-prepper who is threatening to target preppers once it hits the fan. And again, I have to be very careful with what I say here. I would just say that would be an ill-advised move on this person's part, or anybody else's part for that matter. Preppers are not just people that stockpile food and water. Preppers are not people that are just prepared for power outages and hurricanes and things of this nature. Preppers are prepared for anything, including people who want to take what we have. And that's the most respectful way that I can put that without brandishing a certain item here on YouTube or being threatening in any sort of way. I don't want to be threatening at all. That's not my intent here. My intent is to help people that want to learn about prepping. However, I'm choosing to cover this on the video here on Prepper Nation, not to scare folks, not to scare new preppers away, but to make you aware of what you're going to be dealing with when it hits the fan. Now, the last video, the Black Swan, I do believe at some point very soon, and again, I've said September, early October. Some preppers are saying November or shortly after the election. Could be either or. The point is, something huge is about to happen. It's in the air. You can feel it. You can sense it when you go into a store. A lot of people aren't admitting it, but they know. And we're starting to see the social chaos in these cities kind of spill over now. And you're going to have non-preppers like this who, folks, they're coming to the suburbs when this happens. And they're going to spill over from the suburbs. You may feel like you're sheltered in a rural area. I'm out here in the middle of nowhere, in a town of 600 people or so, surrounded by woods. And I know that there's a good possibility that eventually this chaos that we're seeing on television depending on how bad it gets, could end up here. And so we need to be prepared for that threat. I've been saying, stack food, stack water to the rafters. And you need to be doing that, folks, because I believe that's the imminent threat. That's the one thing that's almost guaranteed at this point. But you need to be prepared for the other things too. You need to understand, if you have, shall we say, means of self-protection that has, shall we say, an apparatus that holds 30 joyful brass something or the others, brass casings with certain somethings inside, that's not going to be enough in some cases. If you have 500 people like this who are starving and who hate you simply because you're a prepper and are this disoriented with reality, like, this person has to be detached from reality, first of all, because the reality is preppers did not cause any of this. We didn't cause the COVID-19. We didn't cause the chaos that we're seeing with the elections. We didn't cause the economy to crash, and we didn't cause the shortage of anything in stores. Preppers have been accumulating for years, here and there. We need one thing, we buy two of it. We stick one back. This is the mindset of a prepper. So if there was any hoarding going on during the first lockdowns, it wasn't by preppers. It was by people who were panicking because they didn't know what was going on. This is why the toilet paper disappeared first. You had a bunch of people that didn't know the first thing about prepping and survival, and they were just in panic mode, and they were following the rest of the sheep to the toilet paper aisle. So preppers understand that this is probably going to happen again. The non-preppers, like this individual here, it hasn't registered that we're going back down that road again, and it's probably going to be much worse the second time around. The first time, we were living on a just-in-time supply chain, but it was working, right? The whole global supply chain was working. When COVID hit, all of a sudden, the supply chain started to weaken and certain parts of it were broken. And that's where we're at right now. The problem is, if we go into another lockdown, now you have a broken supply chain, completely broken. No stores are open at this point. And people who are not prepared could potentially starve. And if someone is potentially starving and they have the mindset and they're brave enough to come on Prepper Nation and probably other prepping channels and warn preppers, and they think it's a joke, we're coming, okay, we are coming. It's not coming by ourselves. So this lets me know that the plan for non-preppers is to group up, marauder style, and come after preppers. You need to be ready. And you experienced preppers probably are ready. I would love to hear the comments, but nothing threatening, please. We don't want to get blacklisted here on YouTube. Nothing threatening, but maybe just, post in the comments and let me know if you're ready to protect what you have or not. I legitimately do feel sorry for people who are not prepared for what's coming. If you're the only prepper in your family, they're a heck of a lot better off than they would be if they didn't have a prepper in the family. So keep doing what you're doing, even if they think you're nuts, okay? Or midlife crisis, you hear all kinds of stuff, right? Keep prepping anyway. They will thank you later. They will be much better off because of it. But the people who are out here and are totally asleep and they think we're through, most people out here, at least in my area that I've ran into, they think we're almost to the end of the tunnel, the SHTF tunnel. They think, oh man, I can see daylight. We're almost out of the tunnel. And the problem is, We're not even in the tunnel yet, folks. The original lockdown, the announcement of a pandemic, that's just the beginning. As we ramp up towards the election, and again, I think there are going to be some bad things prior to the election to try and alter the results, if you will. Some preppers think after the election. Doesn't matter. Again, what matters is we all agree that something bad is on the way. And just be prepared for that. Have everything you need in your home to survive in your home long term. Have a plan to, rather than be a 100% consumer, to be a producer. Learn how to grow things and can things, or maybe you invest in a freeze dryer or a dehydrator. Learn how to do things like that. But the main thing is you folks are prepared, because what's coming is bad. And I hate to be negative, but it is. And then on top of this Black Swan event that I think we're getting ready to have, you're going to have a large majority of the American population, and populations in other countries as well, descending upon you, especially if they find out you're a prepper. So keep it low key and make sure you can protect what you have, because people like this are going to try and take it away. And I will leave it there. But thank you so very much. We're at 4,000 plus subscribers here on the channel now. We're shooting for 10,000. And the biggest reason for this, folks, is YouTube at that point starts to take the channel a lot more seriously. And we start to show up in suggestions and things like that. And so it'll bring a lot of attention, a lot of eyeballs this way. And it will help us build our platform up even higher than it is. But either way, folks, thank you very, very much. Be sure you have the preps you need. Be sure you can protect yourself. And God bless.